Hi, my name is Kristina Sullivan. I was just interviewed by Keith Andrew. I think he's a great guy, a real inspiration, and please check out the interview, follow him, and check out everything he's doing.
The whole point of my talk show is to show you that even with having a learning disability, I can still amount to something. And at the same time, I'm able to turn myself into an example for people out there dealing with any types of learning disabilities and disabilities to never give up and prove people wrong. Prove to them that labels do not dictate who you are and who you're going to be, so prove them you can still amount to something. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Keith Andrew. That is right, the one and only Keith Andrew, the creator of the Keith Andrew Network. This is episode 1083. 1083. I'm here as a talented, beautiful guest, only here on the Keith Andrew Network. If you're watching, definitely like, share, comment, subscribe. Our goal is to reach 500 and more views. I would like to interact with you. Our guests would like to interact with you as well. So the first question I want to talk to you about is icebreakers. Really cool. As we're talking, we have special effects on the screen. So with the icebreakers, first question I want to ask you is tell our audience a little bit about yourself and the type of work that you do.
Hi, my name is Kristina Sullivan. I live here in Los Angeles. I'm an actor, writer, producer.
No, that's wonderful. And the other question I want to ask you is who influenced you to become an actor, writer, and producer?
I would say one of my first influences was when I went to see the play Jitney. This was in high school. It was an August Wilson play. We saw it at the Wang Theater in Boston, beautiful venue. And just seeing that play on stage, that play in particular, just really inspired me. It's written by a Black person. The whole cast was Black. And previously, I had seen white plays, which they were all great, but to see people on stage that looked like me was really inspirational to see that representation.
Yeah, but are all white people that great? I don't think so. I think white people are overrated.
Well, I would say that white people are just like any other kind of people, where there's some good and some bad.
No, absolutely. I just want to make you laugh. And here on the Key Fancy Network, it's about making a new friend, supporting a good cause, and having fun. It doesn't hurt to have fun and express yourself. But I do want to make you laugh. That was my goal for the episode. But for anyone who want to know about Boston, you know, John Cena, the homeboy of Boston West, we'll see. Now I'm gonna butcher it. Woodbury, West Newbury, Massachusetts. I am a wrestling fan, but I do like John Cena. Plus, I do like Mark Wahlberg. He's a good actor too.
Yeah, there's a lot of amazing people from Boston. For example, two people that really inspire me are Matt Damon and Ben Affleck because we graduated from the same high school, same hometown. And so it's nice to see people coming from the same place as I did who have become really successful doing the same thing that I love to do.
Were you in the same year as Matt Damon?
No, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck are older than me by more than 10 years.
Oh, it's always good to come from a small town. For me, I won't say on the air where I'm from, but people know I'm from New York. One of the things, no, I mean, some people came from this small town that I'm in, but one person I found very interesting, he is actually a writer on The Simpsons. But I also like to
Oh,
be the first to do everything. But say, hey, Matt Damon, and I'm gonna butcher the other guy's name, Ben Affleck, right?
mhm.
He came from Boston, so that's great. For a small town, it's kind of like, a writer from The Simpsons. Pat yourself on the back. That's why I'm so persistent of saying, you know what, I'm gonna be the first celebrity to come to grow from a small town and say, hey, I have a disability, and I interviewed over 1,000 people. I will be amounted to something. it's always reaching, I can't talk. It's always about reaching those brass rings. And as we're talking now, the question I want to ask you, it's kind of fitting because as we're talking, there's a guy walking up the stairs. I thought it was really funny. I was like, a green screen with someone walking up a flight of stairs. I'm gonna use that. So when you were walking up those stairs of your beautiful career, of everything you accomplished, each step is an example. The bottom step is where you're like you're a rookie, you don't know what you're getting into. Then you take the next step, and then the next one. Was there a time when you were walking up those flight of stairs? It sounds stupid. It's like, why is he talking about flight of stairs? You will see in the video, I promise. But why not? Anyway, I am my own worst enemy. So as you were walking up those flight of stairs, has there been any times where people pulled you back down a step and say, you know what, maybe you should rethink your career, maybe you should refocus on something else? Has people tried to pull you back down?
There definitely have been people who are like, well, you should just get a regular job. And I do have a regular job as well. So I guess I'm somebody who, like, yes, I pursue the arts and the creative passions and all of that, but I do also have a regular job. So, and it's not because of all the people who tell me like, oh, well, you need to do that, but I just enjoy getting a paycheck every Friday. So I do that as well. But yeah, there's definitely people who give their opinions, and most of the time they are unwanted and unasked for.
That's true. You know, my dad said he works in a job. Hopefully, I'm hoping he retires this year. I say, what is your favorite time? What's your favorite thing about the job? The first and the 15th, because that's when he gets paid.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Payday is the best day.
And the next question I want to ask you is, what did you major in when you were in college? Were you a study nerd or party animal?
So I have a degree in theater with a certificate in theatrical performance. So yes, I am a theater major. Um, I wouldn't say I was necessarily a party person. Maybe when I went to college, like straight from high school, I did some partying, but then I took a break and from college, and I didn't actually graduate and get a degree until more recently. But yeah, I wouldn't say I was ever really the biggest partier.
What about, did you do any sports?
No, not really. I kind of dabbled a little bit. I tried sports, but really not for me.
I'm in the same boat with you. You know, I can, it's why people are like, oh, can you walk and chew gum at the same time? I mean, I can do that, but I don't consider that a sport. But I wasn't, I'm not, I have a fat neck. So obviously it's like, hey, I'm not fat. I am athletic as far as I can walk up a flight of stairs. I can carry a bunch of books. I can do the exercise bike. If you're asking me to do a backflip, that's a big pass. But I was never a big runner. I have poor hand-eye coordinations. People would have to tell me, Keith, think fast, and we would. So the next question I want to ask you was the big elephant in the room, and you can ask me anything you want. I have no cards up my sleeve. Have you ever been stereotyped, and how did you overcome it?
Um, yeah, I think I have been stereotyped at different times. I think people have discriminated against me and treated me differently based on my race, based on my gender. And it's hard when things like that happen. Sometimes I just ignore it, or sometimes, depending on the situation, if there is an ally there, like somebody who is part of whatever that group is, who can like help me and come to my defense, sometimes I may, seek their help in the situation. But yeah, there's definitely been times where that has happened. And then, like I said, depending on the situation, determines what I do to respond.
No, absolutely. And I'm not throwing myself underneath the bus the same way. I too been stereotyped. Let's play a fun game. I'm gonna put you in the driver's seat. If you were a producer and you were looking for people to be on your film, how would you size me up? Because obviously, I just told you I have a disability and I wear glasses. But the hint of the game is the first 10 seconds. So if I walked up to you, how would you size me up in the first 10 seconds?
Well, if you walked up to me and I'm producing a film and you wanted to be cast in the film, um, I mean, really in that situation, it would depend on, whatever characters need to be cast. And just because somebody has a disability, that doesn't mean they can't be the teacher with the disability or the uncle with the disability or the lawyer with the disability or whatever the role is. There's no reason that that person can't have a disability. So, I mean, I don't think I would consider you any differently than I would anybody else who was applying for whatever the role was.
No, I agree. From my point of view, if I walked up to you or you came to me, I would think, one, you're good looking. I am a bad part, but you're confident. You feel the energy when you're around. You light up the room, and I'm like, you're confident. You have a smile on your face. She knows what she's doing, and she's excited to be here. Those are the four big things that really matter. You have to be excited, light up the room. People have to like you, and the biggest thing is you have to feel comfortable. It's the same thing when I do my interviews. It's sometimes with my disability, it shows more. But once I start to get to know you and feel comfortable and start talking, I have diarrhea of the mouth, then, you can feel, you know, not the chemistry, it's just, I made the right choice by picking certain people to be on the show. Everyone's welcome on the show. And obviously, being on stage and you're being in films, you're working with different actors. If you have good chemistry and you don't need a script, you can just bounce off each other. It's like, okay, I know where he's going for this. Okay, I know where she's going with this. You're going to be in a situation where it's going to be a great time.
Yeah, definitely that makes sense.
So the next question I want to ask you is social media. And it's really cool because on the bottom it has Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. How can people follow you on social media? And do you agree or disagree that social media can make you or break you?
So people can find me on social media at Miss Kristina 617. That's MISSKRISTINA 617 on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Um, as far as social media making or breaking someone, I surely hope not, because it's not really my thing. Like I'll go on sometimes and I'll, make a few posts, interact with a few people, but you know what? I prefer to focus my time and energy on other things as opposed to like just sitting on my phone being on social media. So hopefully it's not a big thing for people.
No, I agree. But as you know, in this industry, I can speak, in any agency, industry, sorry, I don't know why I said agency. Anyway, industry, it's cutthroat. It's who you know and how many fans you have, how many subscribers you have. Yes, you can pay so much money and have millions of people on Instagram, but yet if they look at your portfolio and like, why don't you have recommendations? You have thousands of people you talk to, you're interacting with. Why aren't they feedback and why aren't they interacting with you? So that's the way it can easily backfire. But I don't know, it's nice to take a little shortcut, but taking the shortcut is not always the smartest road, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. And I agree with you.
Now, for people who think they're one-hit wonders, because you look at YouTube, and I know I do, and I scratch in my head, I just one guy, so like he did a video. I can send it to you if you want. It's a stupid video. It's like, well, today on my YouTube, I survived 100 babysitters. First off, why do you need to do a video with 100 babysitters? And are you paying those 100 people? So I looked in his profile and I'm like, okay, who is this? Oh, his mom and dad are millionaires. Well, that makes sense. So your parents are the ones pulling the strings, but then you have these one-hit wonders. You can say Mari Cyrus. Oh, sorry, my phone. Mari Cyrus. You can say about any of these YouTubers. You know, but this kid Ryan. How are these people celebrities? Paul Logan's another one. It's kind of like, what are we doing wrong that they're doing it? I bet your kids, you have thousands of people follow them on social medias. Hypothetically speaking, but
No, I don't think they're really that big on social media either.
so the next one I want to ask you is, what is difficult about being an actor for you, an actress?
I would say, one of the things that's most difficult is that a lot of the getting of opportunities is beyond my control, like for example, I can audition for something, but then, it's beyond my control if somebody chooses me for the role or somebody else. And so that's difficult, definitely not knowing what's going to happen next. And even if I see something that I think like, yeah, I'd be perfect for this, it's not up to me to decide. It's whoever is in charge of casting. So that's difficult.
No, I agree. A lot of people say it's the right place. And let me ask you, do you agree with it or you disagree? Right place, right time. Do you agree with that or you think that's just BS? Because sometimes it is true, but you never know when
Yeah,
you're
no, I
in.
mean, 100%. I think it's true that, it does have to be the right place at the right time. And you know what? Maybe certain opportunities that I thought would have been perfect for me, maybe they really weren't. And they were perfect for whoever got them. And my right place and right time is, whatever opportunities I do get are the ones that are for me. And so I do think right place, right time is true, as well as being prepared for when that right place, right time happens. Because if you're at the right place at the right time, but you're not prepared, then even if that opportunity was meant for you, then you're not going to get it. So, yeah, right place, right time with the right preparation.
Absolutely. The last 5 minutes, I'm going to pass it over to you. Was there anything you wanted to talk about, promote, ask me? You can ask me anything you want. I'm an open book.
Um, no, I mean, there's nothing really in particular I can think of that I want to talk about. But definitely whoever's watching, feel free to, yeah, you can go ahead and follow me on all the social medias. And Forever in a Day, we have new episodes coming out soon. Our final season 5, we're recording now. So that'll be available to listen to soon. And you can already listen to seasons 1 through 4. So definitely you can check that out along with a whole bunch of other things that I'm working on. But yeah, check that out.
The last question I want to say now, I actually now I have other questions I can ask you after. For people with learning disabilities who want to follow in your footsteps, what are your words of wisdom?
Well, I would say that, whether you have a learning disability or not, either way, just do whatever it is that you want to do, whatever makes you happy. If you want to be an actor, writer, producer, you want to make films, you want to do some of the things that I've done, whether or not you have a learning disability, you can do it just as long as you believe in yourself and you work hard and just do whatever you can do. You can do things just like everyone else. Even if maybe you need some special accommodations or whatever, just find out what those accommodations are and follow your dreams.
With everything that you accomplished in your career, do you feel that you broke the glass ceiling, or do you think there's still room for improvement?
There's definitely still room for improvement. And yeah, as far as breaking glass ceilings, whatever ceilings have been broken, I don't think I personally have broken them, but definitely there's room for things to be better, definitely.
No, I agree with that. And the other expression that I like is every time you climb to one top of a mountain, you're at the bottom of the next one.
Hmm.
Now, is that
Yeah,
be
always keep going.
no, absolutely. I do have a couple questions for you off the air.
I mean, I think what made me want to be on your show, I really liked, what you were saying about how, you were representing for people with disabilities. And just because you had a disability, that doesn't mean that you can't be a talk show host and you can't, follow your dreams and do whatever it is you want to do. And so I definitely am someone who likes to support people who are following their dreams and who are representing for groups of people who don't always have as much representation as other groups. And so that definitely made me want to come on and participate. And yeah, now that I've met you and I'm here on your show, I'm definitely happy that I've met you and I'm happy to be here.
No, absolutely. Might as well ask you the other two questions, so because I already started. So let's see, what made you say yes? How do you feel now, and what do you recommend it for anyone who gets the message for the first time? Well, or well, how did you feel, and what made you say, you know what? I feel strongly about what he supports, but what made you say yes? What gave you that extra plus to say, you know what? He's the real deal. He's not a scam.
Um, well, I mean, like I said, I think just seeing your message and you talking about, about yourself and what it is that you wanted to do, just made me want to go ahead and say yes. And yes, I would recommend for other people to come on and meet you and be a guest on your show, definitely.
No, I agree with you. Now, my last question is for people who are hesitant, would you tell them to not to be hesitant about? It's always good about giving people an opportunity, like you did.
Yeah, I tell them there's no reason to be hesitant. I mean, what did they have to lose? There's no reason to say no.
No, I agree. Now, wrapping up our interview, it was a real honor and privilege having you as a guest. I'm looking forward to part two down the road. But our goal is to reach over 500 and more views. Make sure to like, share, comment. We both would like to interact with you. So, our fans, make sure to follow back. Until we meet again, it was a real honor and privilege having you as a guest, and I'll catch you later. Thank you, and
Thank
have a
you.
good night.